Yeah, I mean, unbelievable effort by our guys. Second day in a row, get down a big deficit and have to battle back. And came up short yesterday, but we're able to do it today, and just had to do it the hard way. A total bullpen game. The last 5 pitchers who came in the game all put up zeros against an incredible offense, a dynamic, explosive offense in Wake Forest. And then to just string quality at-bats together, get 2-out clutch hits, to find our way on base, to hold the zone against some nasty pitching. I mean, they've got a collection of incredible arms with plus stuff. Seems like, everyone that they got coming out of the pen is mid-90s with, multiple secondary pitches and cutters and you name it. So just really proud of the way we battled, how we fought. And it just goes back to the mindset that we're never out of the fight. It's one thing to say it, it's another thing to do it. And this is just another one of those, another one of those great comeback stories that we've been able to do here in the last few years.
Questions for Coach?
Cannarella had been struggling up until today, and he comes in, he gets the first single, then his second hit squeaks through the infield, and it starts to get the comeback really going and closing on Wake Forest's lead. Talk about him kind of bouncing back like he did today.
Well, see, Cam's superpower is the clutch factor. Like everybody wants to put a metric on, how do you quantify clutch? And some guys have it and some guys don't. And Cam has it, and he's always at his best when the game's on the line. And from a coaching standpoint, you always want him up in big spots because you're going to get his best effort, and he just has the ability to be hyper competitive but also slow the game down at the same time. And so he makes clutch plays offensively, defensively, whatever. But certainly glad he when it's a 2-out RBI situation, that's the guy you want up there.
Talk about the performance from Mahlstedt and how big it is for you guys to be able to get 2 long relief appearances like that out of him in 1 weekend.
I mean, it just speaks to not only his effectiveness but his durability to be a closer that can pitch multiple times on a weekend and go multiple innings on multiple days in a weekend. That is double tough. And so to get, I think he got 4 outs for us on Friday, or 5 outs for us on Friday. Henny, what was it? 5 outs? 4 outs? I don't know. We went in the 8th inning on Friday, and then he's back out there to get 9 outs on Sunday. That's just hard to do, especially against a team like Wake Forest with an offense like they've got. But Lucas is unique. He's got some outlier metrics. He's got a rising slider. He's a slot changer. I really do think he's got a chance to pitch for a long time. I think there's going to be a team that is going to value what he can do and want to put him in the bullpen in the big leagues.
Could he have gone another inning?
He wanted to.
Coach, your offense today, I mean, it's 10 more walks, a couple of hit by pitches. It feels like the pressure that you guys put, I mean, every at-bat, it seems like it's a deep count. I mean, do you feel like that is what enables you guys to just wear people down and mount these comebacks over and over again?
Yeah, so I'll say 2 things, and I should have mentioned this in the opening statement. Those walks and those hit by pitches, we've got our hitter at the plate, and then we've got 5,000 crazy people yelling at the pitcher. And it cannot be understated that when our stadium, whether it's 5,000 or 6,000, and someday it'll be 10,000, but when they are loud and rowdy, there is a physiological response that happens to the opposing pitcher. And it's tougher to throw strikes, and it's tougher to hit your spots, and it's certainly tougher to slow yourself down because it is loud and intense. One of the loudest and most intense venues that that anyone will play at. So the shout out really, of course, the credit goes to our players that have to hold the zone and take balls, but our fans are making it awfully hard on the opposing pitcher. Now on the offensive side, plate decisions is one of our KPIs, and we value very much taking balls and swinging at strikes, and we do a lot of training for that, to make sure that we are holding the zone on balls and getting in good counts and all the stuff. And for our guys to be able to be in control of themselves so they can control their performance and lay off those borderline pitches to get on base, it's huge. You know, we weren't perfect. We chased some balls in the dirt and struck out, but to draw double-digit walks against stuff like that is very impressive.
But McCladdie, obviously he provided a spark again today. It feels like he's really taking a step forward as a sophomore. I'm curious if you could kind of walk us through his continuing evolution.
Yeah, and I think this speaks to a bigger picture of, you know, freshmen who don't play much but decide not to transfer and just work harder and then get their opportunity. And that seems to be a little bit of a fleeting idea with the transfer portal era, but you know, Tristan McCladdie did exactly that. He stayed, he worked as hard as anyone, and his opportunities are coming to him, and he's taking advantage of them. And he had a great fall, he had a great preseason, and now he's showing flashes of what he's capable of, and he's a dynamic offensive player, speed and power combo, but he's a threat. You know, he's hit some balls pretty hard for us and left the park a couple times, but that speed, if he hit like Purify, if he hits it in the right spot, it's a hustle double or a triple, and there always can go first to third, score on a single, and certainly steal bases.
Anything else for Coach?
Here's just one more. I mean, McGurnick obviously, you know, wasn't able to get you any length today, and I know that there's a lot of questions that I'm hearing about the Sunday starter situation. Do you some other options you guys have been kicking around there, or some things that you can try?
We do, yeah. We, I mean, we're obviously going to need to make that a point of emphasis, and you know, we made the decision that we on purpose weren't going to save our high leverage relievers, the guys we've been going to in big spots, because we would use them on Friday and Saturday if that meant being able to win the series. But we may need to address that and hold one of those guys back if that's the case. You know, we also have a couple of guys who have been getting starts in the midweek as well. Noah Samuel, Talon Bell's going to rotate back on this week. So we have a couple more pitchers coming back on that will be very helpful. Michael Gillen will be after that. He started throwing already, so you know, we do have depth, and we just got to figure out maybe what the best formula is, and TBA might be the formula. You know, if we got a chance to win the series, we got to do it. But the recipe is not to not get out of the first inning with your Sunday starter 2 Sundays in a row. That's certainly not it.
All right, thank you, Coach.